We have some significant new reporting about a draft bill that's circulating the White House and Congress. This bill would essentially be the Patriot Act 2.0 and would give Trump broad, vague, and unspecified powers to go after who he labels narco-terrorists. My name is Dina Doll, and this is the MeidasTouch Network. Now, this report coming out from the New York Times talking about this draft bill. People who saw this bill are saying that it is dangerous and how broad and vague it is. It essentially would allow Trump to be able to determine who he thinks is a narco-terrorist or supporting narco-terrorism and be able to consult with Congress, but it doesn't say how he would have to consult with Congress. And then he could go after these organizations wherever they are in whatever country they are located. Now, this, of course, we know this bill is coming out as a result of the fact that there was alarm bells, frankly, among both Democrats and Republicans about the fact that Trump has now killed 14 members of who he says were cartel members on 2 boats somewhere off the coast of Venezuela and the Caribbean. These killings were clearly without due process. It essentially the word of Trump and Marco Rubio and Hegseth that we have to rely on, as there's no evidence that was put forward that these people were not actually fishermen. In fact, this is what the vice president said about the inability of the military to determine if somebody there and on that boat is actually a cartel member or clearly just fishing. Take a listen.
So I was talking to I said Secretary of Defense, but our new Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. And I was talking to Secretary Hegseth, and you know what he said? He said, you know what, Mr. Vice President? We don't see any of these drug boats coming into our country. They've completely stopped. And I said, I know why. I would stop too. Hell, I wouldn't go fishing right now in that area of the world. But that is what a military that is dedicated to its purpose and a commander-in-chief that is dedicated to the national good can do.
That very flippant way, J.D. Vance talked about this flouting of the law, both domestic and international law, this taking out and killing people on boats merely because they say they are narco-terrorists or dangerous. Now, we've had Democrats introduce their own bill under the War Powers Act. That was Senator Schiff and Senator Kaine, making it clear that for the Trump to be able to undertake these sorts of actions, it has to be based in actual fact, and that he does not have this broad discretion to do it. Because, however, it's being introduced by Democrats, it is not going to pass, or if it were to pass, Trump would clearly veto it. Now, this bill being introduced by Republican Corey Mills, he is from Florida, and he has his own reason to try to curry favor with Trump. He's facing his own legal issues, a stalking claim from an ex-girlfriend in Florida, and an assault claim from another significant other in D.C. He's actually being the House Ethics Committee looking into him. And he's even introduced having a Trump monument on the border wall, all trying, I'm sure, to get out of the legal trouble that he is facing. He's now introducing this bill that would take our country farther and farther away from due process, an extension of the Patriot Act. And not only is it, even if passed, would this maybe make it legal under domestic law, although that's questionable in itself. But you still have the idea of whether or not we would be violating international law if we were to continue to kill people in whatever country Trump pleases. And that's essentially what this bill wants to give him. It wants to give him that kind of broad, vague, unspecified power. As I've gotten older, I've gotten pickier about the moisturizers I put on my skin, and I've started using neck cream. I really like Go Pure. It is thick. The consistency is great. Oh, you can see it's almost done there. But it also, even though it's thick, it absorbs onto my skin so well. I love even just rubbing it into my hands after I've applied it to the neck. And the great thing is that it is has great ingredients. Like specifically, it is paraben-free, sulfate-free, cruelty-free. So you know that you're giving your skin clean, effective care without the harsh chemicals or compromises. And GoPure isn't just about transforming the skin on my neck. They have a full line of science-backed skin and body care to tighten, lift, and smooth skin from head to toe. From powerful targeted body creams to deep hydrating retinol moisturizers, every product is packed with clean, effective ingredients that deliver real results without the harsh chemicals or hefty price. GoPure over-delivers on value with over 100,000 real women with real results. I use it every day. With over 1 million jars sold, this beauty secret is no longer a secret. For a limited time, our listeners get 25% off GoPure with code MISTRIAL at checkout. Just head to gopurebeauty.com, use code MISTRIAL, and you're all set. And after you buy, do us a favor. When they ask where you heard about GoPure, tell them it was from our show. The bill says that merely Trump could designate who is either a narco-terrorist or supporting a narco-terrorist and be able to carry out a strike against them after consulting Congress, but it does not say how Trump is meant to consult with Congress. I'm sure in this respect, it would be a matter perhaps of even making a statement to Congress and not actually even conversing with Congress. He was going to say something on Sean Hannity's show, let's say. So after that minimum amount of discussion, he would be able to carry out these attacks in this very broad way. But this would, the Republican there trying to get Congress to give Trump the legal authority to violate people's due process rights in order to allow him to just kill people on boats or wherever they are, because Trump himself sees them as a threat, a very dangerous escalation in this, because also, as we know, Trump has been really targeting Maduro. Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves in the world. Is that a coincidence that Trump is targeting Venezuela in particular around their cartels? They're certainly not the only country that has cartel activity, but Trump is targeting them. Maduro in response, having already called out their militia, 4.5 million militia. And this bill would allow Trump to go in and target any cartels in the country and Venezuela and others. So a significant escalation and depriving the due process rights that are a foundation of this country, as we know here in the United States. Even if you're a cartel member, even if you've carried out activities of a cartel member, that doesn't even necessarily mean you would get the death sentence. And this would be after a trial and thorough evidence was presented against you. But Trump, having labeled cartels terrorist organizations and then trying to use that as a means to go ahead and have these strikes that, again, are against domestic law in terms of what he can do as a president, against international law. And this bill, according to the New York Times, being circulated in order to give Trump that power from Congress here, at least domestically. The White House not making a comment. For once, Carolyn Leavitt was asked about this and she had no comment. White House keeping quiet about their plan around this bill, but we're not keeping quiet here. We're going to update you on all the things because we care about due process here. We care about constitutional rights here at the MeidasTouch Network. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't otherwise, because there are going to be many updates on this and many other important stories to come.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.